The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McLean. Tucson's favorite family show.
Yes, indeedly doodly. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program, Veteran Rescue Mission. Go to veteranrescuemission.org for more information or to donate, or if you are a veteran that needs help getting connected with your benefits. But all that, on top of that, we have some amazing guest co-hosts, some veterans as well. It's almost like a military room here today. We got a special theme where we got Air Force veterans in Herm's House podcast with Mr. David Hermosillo and Christine Hermosillo, known as the Herms.
Yeah, just
Herms.
Herms. You call me David.
Yeah.
Like I'm in trouble again.
Yeah, no, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, but
Every
that
time you
is
say
your
it.
name. That is your name.
I was told.
Yes.
I get it.
He's not used to it. He's always like, "Oh, that's my first name."
Yeah,
Something's
I
going
get
on.
it. I get it. But whenever I hear Jonathan, I have the
Yeah.
same thing. Like one of my other friends and guest co-host, Andreas Ruiz, whenever we do the show, he's always called me Jonathan McLean, and I'm like, yes, mother. So I get it. Yeah, I
But
get
just
it
don't
for
say
sure.
it in Spanish. If you
Yeah.
if you call my name in Spanish, I'm in real trouble.
If I say anything in Spanish, yeah, we're
you
all
go.
in trouble for
All
sure.
right.
Because my Spanish is not bad. I take 4 years in college,
There you go.
but not good. Not good, I promise you. But before we have too much fun here, this would not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not give grace and give thanks to a very loving Father that makes it all possible. Definitely makes it so I get to do this radio show. And I usually thank him with the Lord's Prayer that goes a little something like this. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
And all that to say, welcome to the show, Sharon Jones, the founder of Southern Arizona Gold Star Mothers, and what's becoming a good friend, fast friend for sure. Hearing your testimony, your story about your son. I won't even ruin it, because certainly you're going to tell a lot better than I did, but having 3 veterans, at the table with you, not only thank you for the service your son did, but thank you for your part in the sacrifice that you made, and giving up your son to one of the greatest calling that you can do as an American. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. And so for those who aren't familiar with what a Gold Star family or Gold Star mother is, explain to them that, and what is Southern Arizona Gold Star Mothers.
Well, Gold Star mothers are mothers that have lost either a son or daughter in war. And most recently, of course, was Iraq, Afghanistan. And we continue on with others that are still going on. But we lost a lot of very young men and women in Iraq and Afghanistan,
Yes,
which is, I lost my son in Iraq in 2007.
And so I guess kind of fill us in on, what is the journey of Southern Arizona Gold Star Mothers up to, what upcoming events you guys have?
Well, the first upcoming event we have is on September the 14th at Whiskey Roads from 11 to 4.
Okay.
We will be there doing a fundraiser to collect money to raise funds for the wreaths that will be laid on the graves of veterans on December the 13th this year.
And then I just sold you guys this question.
I was so ready to jump in.
Yeah, I know
and then
you were.
said
I
events.
know
I'm
you
like,
were.
Oh, I have nothing.
I'll
now.
let you now take it from there,
No.
since I stole your question.
Well, that was going to be my question for that one. I wanted to share just a little bit myself, something you probably don't know about me. I'm 20 and a half year Air Force veteran. She did 6 years, but we also have a son in the Air Force, and he's in Germany right now. So I understand the mentality of, your kid's gone and you don't know what's going to happen while he's over there. Obviously, we're not at war right now, and my son is as safe as hopefully he can be. but I could only imagine what all you went through as a Gold Star, having to, it is something difficult to have to be a part of.
It's probably one of the worst things the parent has to go through. You hate to answer the phone while they're gone because you never know what's on the other end. But fortunately, Daryl was in good hands, and while he was there, he evidently was a very, very good leader for his unit. He was lead convoy, made 20 successful missions across the area that they were at, and on the 21, he hit an IED and took him out.
I'm so sorry for your loss, but thank you so much for his service.
And sharing and being so vulnerable, I think is truly amazing. What would you tell other mothers out there that were going through the same thing that you are, that might feel alone in this?
The fact that, we, as Gold Star mothers, we try and reach out to other Gold Star families and let them know that we're there for them to help them through the grief, or even while their soldiers are gone over protecting our country, that, I'm a phone call away if you need to talk to somebody. I'm always there. I will answer your call anytime to help you through the grief or to help you understand why our military men and women are over there fighting for this country.
Something comes to mind, especially as Herm mentioned, he and Christine have a child that's in the military, and my kids are barely that age yet, so I can't even fathom it. What advice do you have for them, having a child that's in the military and all the concerns that a parent would have in having? Because definitely I think of just times when I was in Iraq, and months would go by in between phone calls because we really didn't have very good communication out there, and the sacrifice my parents went through. I just imagine all the nights my mother cried, in that time. What advice would you give to the Herms? I'm sure you guys are stressing out, even with your son being in Germany.
Right.
Yeah.
The time difference, it's killing.
Lots of prayers, and be ready to answer that phone call, or doing a video or whatever they're on doing. Just take every second you can get, and remember that they're here to help. They're here to help you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's something that it's a much different generation, especially even whenever you were in, the fact that I could literally hop on the phone and see my son's face. It is something that what does kill us is the time difference. I think we're 8 or 9 hours different. So it's very difficult, especially with whatever shift he's on. And as you know, in the military, they don't really care about what shift they need you on.
Yeah,
and it changes pretty often. So it's, one of those difficult things,
Yeah, and I think being a mom too, you always want to just take care of your kids and be there for them always and all the time. I think that the comfort that you give them and being so far away sometimes is so difficult. How can I share that through the phone, through video? Because I just, we want to reach out there and just give them this big hug. So, yeah.
And all you can do is tell them that you love them, take care of yourself, remember that we're here for you, and come home safe.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen.
And with Wreath Across America, let's touch on that a little bit. Just, your participation with that. And then we have our march that we do. This will be the 15th year that we do it. We actually gave the namesake to Staff Sergeant Daryl Casson this year. And on November 9th, during our 35-mile march, we'll be stopping at the Evergreen Memorial to place wreaths at his gravesite, as well as many other people that have served our countries. Speak more to that, on how people can donate to Wreaths Across America or to your organization, so you can continue that mission to lay wreaths and the other work that you're doing.
Well, there's several ways they can do that. They can either go to Facebook and find me on Facebook under Southern Arizona Gold Star Mothers. I have a fundraiser place where they can go and donate to that. We're doing the fundraisers, which we hope will be amazing this year. When you got 16,000 veteran graves to try and fill, it takes a lot of money. And we just want our communities to start remembering that these men and women served their country, Some of them came back with serious problems,
Mm-hmm.
but they went over there to protect us. Now it's our turn to show them that honor and respect.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
it's kind of gotten where people have forgotten that there's so many cemeteries here in Tucson that have veteran graves in them that people never even think about anymore. And that's heartbreaking
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
because without our military, we would have them over here fighting us every day.
Yeah, as I like to remind people, without the American military might, we probably wouldn't be speaking English. So
Yes.
Chinese, I hear, is a really hard language to learn. So we'll have more with that. Thank you, Southern Arizona Gold Star Moms, for joining us, and we'll be back right after the break.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McLean, Tucson's favorite family show.
Yes, indeed. We are back. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McLean, blessed to be the founder of that very Veteran Rescue Mission, here with some up-and-coming movers and shakers, Herms. Like, I retired from the Air Force after 20 years of working hard, so now I got to continue working hard doing something else. I need a new mission.
Right, absolutely.
And that new mission is the Herms House podcast, where I'm not sure, did you enlist Christine or did Christine enlist you?
into the podcast?
Yeah, into the Herms
It was
House
kind
podcast.
of both of us deciding, like, okay, fine, we have a bunch of friends that were saying, you guys need a show or something.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we couldn't afford the camera crew, so we decided to do a podcast instead.
I understand. Yeah, I understand wholly. Yeah, the camera crew, it was expensive. When we did the Common Good television show, probably at least $3,000 to $4,000 per episode.
Yeah, and I feel like
Yeah.
I would have had to, model it after like the Kardashians or something. That's
Yeah.
just not really my
I
attitude.
know.
So,
You got to work out a little bit more to get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We're
We'll
trying.
get there. Yeah,
We're
for
trying.
sure. But for people who want to catch the Herms House podcast, how can I do that?
Well, if you have Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we're on that, or just find us on Instagram or Facebook at Herms House Podcast.
Awesome. Well, that was as good a commercial as any. Well done. Well done.
You did really well.
Thank you.
And we have another friend in studio with us today. We were talking about the exclusive launch party a few shows back, and a gentleman that was at the Masterpiece Studios exclusive launch party was Mr. Marcus Adam, who I really didn't get to speak to as much as I would have liked to, but thankfully you're here with us today, buddy. And you can first fill us in on who is Coldwell Banker, and what is your relationship with that, and fill us in on your testimony among that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, John, for allowing me to come on the show.
Absolutely.
And, first and foremost, thankful for that. And, so Coldwell Banker has been around for a while. Global brand, mainly luxury, real estate, but we do everything. My brother and I, he's licensed as well, younger than me. We transitioned from United Real Estate to Coldwell Banker Real Estate.
You remind him regularly that he's younger than you, don't you?
I do. Yeah, every day.
That's the older sibling thing to
I
do.
feel like he would remand you. And you're old.
Well, at a certain age, that'll be how it'll be. Once he hits
Exactly.
like 35, yeah, old man. Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Everybody says that. Yeah, it's funny. Some people are like, "Who's older?" And I'm like, "I'm obviously older than him."
right.
But you can't really. He has facial hair and
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
So he's
for
growing
sure.
up.
I think that's a compliment. I'd love when they're like, "Oh, you're the younger sister." I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah, exactly. So we've been working together at Coldwell Banker. We started the Arizona real estate team within Coldwell Banker. Coldwell Banker's kind of the umbrella per se,
Mm-hmm.
and we're underneath that running our own business.
Okay.
Our own real estate business, right? And so we hold our license with Coldwell, and we really specialize with investment properties here in Tucson. When I was 18, I got my license. My dad was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was going to Pima Community College for a couple years. COVID was going on. It was starting up that year. And I had no idea. So he was like, just get your license. We went to a Tony Robbins seminar, which they went over how to buy the proper way and use OPM, which is other people's money.
Mm.
Just a little acronym. Yeah. So, so using other people's money, how you can buy and use that as leverage in order to scale. And so my dad was like, well, you know what? I know how to do this. He's been in finance for 30 plus years. So he just put the pieces together. It was just that missing, missing thing for him.
Yeah.
So after that, he bought maybe 4 or 5 properties a year starting then. And then we just kept growing. And now we're at about 50 in 7 years. And so now we're looking at larger multifamily on the investment side. But I think that's super vital and important for a real estate agent or real estate professional to be in that, doing it day to day. I mean, we're doing flips, we're doing wholesales, we're doing long-term rentals, Airbnbs, everything. I bought my house creative finance, or owner finance. Super creative, 30,000 down, 0 interest for 5 years, balloon note at the end of that 5 years.
Wow.
So it was just, we were experiencing everything essentially. Now we're wanting to get into larger multi. That's our big goal. But right now we're just, going about how we are with a couple.
I feel like I learned so much just on that intro explanation.
You want to talk about a reality show? We need to be following him. Get some cameras going.
That's why I said all that knowledge. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in real estate and entrepreneurship that you wish someone would have told you earlier on?
The biggest, and I was thinking about this question a little bit and how I wanted to, and for a while, right? And I was like, what is the most important thing? And I think it's really people. I think people are the most important thing. This year especially, we've been honing in on relationships and talking to people and just networking. And networking overall has just blew up our business. This year we should be on the residential sales side. We should be sitting at around 60 deals closed as a team of 3 agents. And that's but last year I only did like 23, 24. But this year I was like, you know what? I'm going to really focus on relationships and just building that with investors, with people, with first-time home buyers, trying to get into a property. And that just shifted, my whole business and life. Yeah.
Interesting. And I guess among that, how do you would you say you weave your balance between building a successful business while keeping your faith, your family, and your long-term vision at the center of things?
That's the question. That's the question, because I'm still working on that. It hasn't been easy because even today, for instance, just we're moving into our another house. And so we're getting all the furniture out and cleaning the other house and making sure that one's clean and our new house is clean. And then I'm still getting calls and, escrow's calling me about a problem on title and whatever it is. And it's the delegation that I'm still growing through and trying to figure out, okay, who can be in charge of what, so I don't have to focus on that anymore. And we are setting that up slowly and surely. We have 2 transaction coordinators now that are working on the files, but still they might need me on certain occasions. And then Ryan and Armando, who I've known since he was 12. So they're both like my brothers. They help out with the delegation also when I can't be there, but it's hard. We're starting a house church and that's, it's something new. We never even thought we would even consider that. So that was definitely a good curveball in our life. And just the community we've been, blessed to be a part of in the past year has been awesome. And so it's learning, we're learning how to delegate and track everything and hire people. And it's just a process right now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you something a little bit about us. We're veterans, so we know a little bit about moving, especially being in the Air Force for 20 years. Yeah. We moved just between me and you. I think we moved like 3 states and probably 2 or 3 times in each state to begin with. So to have had somebody like you to be able to kind of guide us on the whole process from start to finish would have been a lot more helpful. That's for sure.
Yeah, we had some hard lessons along the way, and that's for sure.
Oh man,
especially during COVID. Especially during COVID, that was rough.
Interesting. As he was kind of explaining just what he does in that initial part, I could almost see the gears turning in you guys' head in regards to like, oh man, I need to get his advice on this and this and this, because and what you guys have told me, you guys are somewhat kind of like real estate investors of your own, kind of like inadvertently, it seemed like.
We did it a lot. That was more so, it's just we did it without guidance. We did it a whole lot without guidance, and with good intentions, obviously. But had we had more knowledge, it would have definitely been a lot more beneficial for us. But
well, now you know a guy.
Now I know a guy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And Marcus, for people who want to utilize your services or at least sit down and kind of get a little advice, how can they do that?
Yeah, so they can follow myself on Facebook. We have a business account in my personal, which is Marcus Adam, Marcus and Adam. And my phone number is 520-664-5818. And that's my personal line. I mean, I still use that. I don't have a business line yet. So
I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
You're way good.
Well, that's Marcus Adam with, what's the name of your team again?
The Arizona Real Estate Team.
With the Arizona Real Estate Team. Definitely check them out. He's an awesome guy. I appreciate you coming on, brother. It was amazing.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all.
Pastor John McClain. I'm here with David, as his mother calls him.
No.
and Christine. They're known as the Herms House Podcast. Definitely check them out. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. As always, want to thank our sponsors, Proper Villains for Tucson, We Care Tucson, 100 plus guys who give, White Stallion Ranch, Tucson Tool Shop, Down Till Dust Landscaping, and Ramirez Cleaning, Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, Hope Dealers Global, Tucson Tamale Company, Herms House Podcast, Mental Health Podcast, Masterpiece Studios, Image Door, Events by J-Fish, and Peppy. We'll have all that and more for you next week. You guys, make sure you brush your teeth, wash behind your ears, say your prayers, and be nice to others. See you next week. God bless.